Here's everything you need to know about car insurance in Pennsylvania. Part number 1. If you're a driver in the United States, then you legally need to have car insurance before you can set wheel on asphalt and hit the open road in almost every state. However, while auto insurance is mandatory practically across the nation, the specific requirements concerning what needs to be covered vary from state to state. This can make it rather difficult for drivers to figure out what type of insurance they need, especially if you're moving from one state to another. But don't worry, we've got you covered. We've researched the top auto insurance providers, and have compiled our research into this guide to help you find great, affordable car insurance in Pennsylvania. Here, we're going to go over all the Pennsylvania car insurance requirements, discuss what makes the state unique as far as driving goes, and finally recommend you our top choices in the Keystone State. State car insurance laws. Car insurance requirements are set at the state level, which means that each state gets to decide for itself what is and isn't required. Almost every state requires drivers to take out auto insurance to some degree, except for Arizona and Virginia, which waive the auto insurance requirements in specific cases. To understand what's required for auto insurance in Pennsylvania, we'll first need to clarify what the different types of auto insurance are. There are 6 types of car insurance you'll need to be aware of. Liability coverage – coverage for any injuries and damages you cause to other drivers and vehicles, as well as the fees for your legal defense. Comprehensive coverage – coverage for non-collision damages such as theft, vandalism, storms, etc. Collision coverage – coverage for collision-related damages to your vehicle, regardless of who is at fault. Personal injury protection – coverage for medical payments and occasionally lost wages because of an automobile accident. Uninsured – underinsured motorist coverage – coverage for accidents with an uninsured or underinsured driver. Medical payments coverage – coverage for the medical expenses of everyone that was injured in your vehicle. Each state picks and chooses which of these 6 types of insurance coverages are required, as well as the minimum monetary amount you need to be covered for. Based on what's required, the average cost of auto insurance will increase or decrease depending on what state you're in. What are the requirements for car insurance in Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania requires all motorists to take out 3 types of insurance. These requirements are referred to as financial responsibility laws. The minimum requirements are: property damage liability, $5,000 bodily injury liability, $15,000 per $30,000 medical benefits, $5,000. The number to the right indicates the minimum monetary amount you must be covered for. So, in Pennsylvania, your insurance must cover you for at least $15,000 in property damage liability before you get on the road, for example. In the case of bodily injury liability, Pennsylvania stipulates 2 minimums, one for a single person, $15,000, and a second for everyone in the accident, $30,000. Pennsylvania is a no-fault state, which means that no matter who caused an accident, the insurance will cover the driver's medical bills. Motorists in Pennsylvania can also purchase full tort insurance, which allows them to sue the at-fault driver if an accident occurs. However, while these are the minimum requirements, it's generally recommended that you take out more comprehensive coverage. Serious accidents can easily surpass these minimum coverage amounts and leave you in serious trouble if you can't afford the excess that your insurance company won't cover. For example, if you stuck with the minimum coverage and caused $30,000 of bodily injury to someone, you'd still be on the hook for $15,000. Motorists who drive without minimum insurance may be subject to a minimum $300 fine, impoundment of your car, a 3-month license suspension. How does Pennsylvania auto insurance compare to other states? Pennsylvania is fairly middle of the road when it comes to their car insurance requirements. Some states, like New Jersey, have significantly more minimum coverage requirements, while others, like New Hampshire, have far fewer. Pennsylvania car insurance premiums are the 28th highest in the country, averaging out to $1,390 per year. Driving in Pennsylvania, the minimum coverage requirements aren't the only thing that affect the average car insurance premiums across different states. Statistics like the average number of miles driven and the frequency of accidents also affect your premium. It makes sense, a high accident rate coupled with a longer average daily driving distance significantly increases the risk of insurance companies having to file a claim. Pennsylvanians drive less than the average American. While the average American puts about 13,500 miles on their car each year, Pennsylvanians drive about 12,500 miles per year. Even though this isn't a particularly big difference, it can add up over the lifetime of a vehicle. Some experts estimate that repairs and maintenance cost about 26 cents per mile, so over 10 years, the average American will spend $35,100 on maintenance, but the average Pennsylvanian will spend only $32,500. Pennsylvanians are known for speeding, with most drivers traveling about 10 miles over the speed limit on average. Furthermore, Pennsylvania is a largely rural state, and rural areas tend to have more serious accidents due to the higher speeds and greater distance from medical facilities. Although only 36% of miles traveled in Pennsylvania in 2015 were in rural areas, accidents in those same areas accounted for over 50% of all crashes. Rural driving also brings along a unique set of issues. In Pennsylvania, drivers must know how to safely pass an Amish buggy and always be on the lookout for deer and other wild animals that could jump out into the road. Pennsylvania currently has fairly lax laws regarding distracted driving. While in most states handheld devices are not allowed to be used while driving, in Pennsylvania, you can use phones and other handheld gadgets so long as you aren't texting. All these risks in Pennsylvania raise the average premium in the state.